So you guys will have some clips to look at if you want to. Once again, I'd like to say that if you want to check out clips of the show, you go to my YouTube channel, which is Charles Lamson ''S webcam video. And that's the name of my channel. You'll see all the clips from the shows here. I don't know, like I said, I just recommend them because the audio is a little bit clearer, so. But, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, I'm going to check out the switchboard here real fast, and, wow, the switchboard closed down on me. No, it can't be. Let's see here. Not good. Not good at all. Okay, but let's see here. We got any callers in the queue? No callers in the queue. That's cool, so I don't feel as guilty now, so. Alright then, but hey man, if you want to be a part of the show, and if you do want to call, let's see here, the number is, I know I say I check every 10 minutes, I try to check every 10 minutes, let's just say I check 4 or 5 times a show, just because I have a lot of dueling window action going on here, but, let's see here, yeah, so if you want to call into the show, the number is 917-932-8806. That's 917-932-8806. And, hey, if you want to come out and hang out in the chat room, feel free to do that as well. I mean, to do that, all you got to do is come to my Blog Talk Radio page, which is blogtalkradio.com/Charles Lamson. Hit the chat link, and boom, you're in the chat room. So, a lot of nights chat room activities, kind of light, but every now and then, you know, we have some people in there, and we have some pretty weird discussions. You know, if you've been listening to this show on a halfway regular basis, you know, it's a weird show, so the chat room is bound to have weird discussions. So, all right, let's move on, shall we? Yes, let's do it. So, we're talking about that Brotherhood of the Snake, and the Templars, the rise of the Templars. Yeah, so after the Templars returned from the Crusades, they used their new Atlantean knowledge to build Grail castles throughout all of Europe. This actually made them pretty popular and gave them a pretty, you know, high reputation. And they introduced the money system. That's a whole show in and of itself. Fractional reserve banking. Maybe some of you have heard of it, maybe not. But anyway, so later they were persecuted by the church, of course, and all the other lodges, the brotherhoods, the esoteric orders, seem to be persecuted as well when the Inquisition begins. So, I know what you've all heard, the stories that say, you know, that all the Knights Templar, some of them took to their ships and might have actually sailed to America as an escape during the Inquisition. Of course, it's pretty well recorded that, yeah, they did definitely go to Scotland. A lot of Knights Templar did, to escape persecution. And however, what's not really known that much is that some of the knights came to Vienna, Switzerland, and they ran to the hills, as it were. They were living up in the mountains, and up, you know, the Alps, and I guess so they were also in Austria. Anyway, yeah, all through the Alps. They literally ran to the hills when the persecution started, and they realized, hey, the people are getting ugly, let's run for the hills. And that's what they did. They ran for the Alps, and they formed a lot of monasteries up there in the Alps, in Vienna, in Austria, where they established a lot of monasteries, castles, and they they built. I mean, it's claimed by these esoteric orders that they actually built these monasteries and castles on top of geomantic energy sites. For those of you who don't know what that is, if you study magic, and the occult, whatever, they believe that there are certain places on this earth that are sort of like vortexes, where, say, if you are a wizard or a witch or a sorcerer, you know, and you have magical powers, if you go to one of these sites, it totally amplifies your powers. It's like a big battery or something for magical activity. And anyway, that's what a geomantic energy site is. So yeah, and in these monasteries and castles, they kept knowledge and scriptures. And for centuries, the Templars totally hid their knowledge and just hung out in their monasteries and their castles, and basically they did good deeds. You know, they had enough of being persecuted, and they figure, hey, you know, if we're just like doing really good deeds, you know, they can't persecute us if we're forming hospitals and stuff like that. And that's what they started doing. They started, you know, forming hospitals, taking care of the sick and the poor, and all that kind of thing. And I'm not saying either that it was some sort of self-centered PR campaign either. I mean, you know, that's you know, they everybody has their good side and their bad side. You know, you live on the wild side long enough, you get tired of being hassled by other animals, and you realize, hey, maybe life is a little bit easier if I, you know, try to live a selfless life of service. At least, you know, to some extent. Anyway, I'm not saying we should all go out and be monks, but sometimes life just seems to be a little bit easier that way if we open ourselves up to compassion and things like that. In my experience, anyway. But yeah. So for centuries, they kept all this other occult knowledge hidden, and people around there just thought they were nice monks. After the Inquisition, the old brotherhoods again seized power. So the Inquisition is over, and the old brotherhoods rise once again. And once again, the Inquisition was probably, you know, that was probably just one other brotherhood trying to get power over the other brotherhoods, which is so common the case in these kinds of things. So, at this point, the Templars create a new disguise. This is when they start infiltrating the Freemasons. They start in Scotland, which, of course, gives us the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. And then they move on to England, which gives us the York Rite of Freemasonry. So, the Illuminati directly evolved from this Templar Brotherhood. At the turn of the century, at the turn of the 20th, 19th century, so at the end of the, let's just say at the beginning of the 20th century, there was a monk in Vienna, and he was a member of the Templar Order. He did not quite fit into the picture of the Brotherhood. He left the Brotherhood and the monastery near Vienna, and he took the name of Lance von Liebenfels. This guy is an interesting character. I'm going to check out the YouTube action here real fast. And 907. Yeah, it's about 9 something. I'm afraid if I don't publish it now.